So after that kind of stuff, you're feeling good about going forward. You've talked to lawyers, you've captured some stuff that's probably going to be mostly out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And then, or maybe you get some help from family. We'll get to that kind of funding in a little bit. But then you're going to really want to be able to communicate your idea. And so, like, especially to strangers, right? So
Correct.
Your friends, you can kind of, toss it back and forth and so forth. But at some point, you need to put it in a form that people are used to seeing. And so for us, and for most crypto, when I say us, I mean our industry, basically we've got kind of three main ways we do that. And the first is the pitch deck. And there's tons of resources out there for making pitch decks. There's websites for making pitch decks. There are templates. There's advice, blah, 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 blah. You're going to need a pitch deck. You're going to need a one-pager. You are going to need a white paper. And there's different qualities, and it depends on how complicated your thing is. These are just standard forms of communication. The one thing I left out that you're also going to need, and it's super important, is you're going to need a one-liner. So you're going to take your pitch deck and kind of convert it into one, maybe two sentences, and be able to communicate your idea really quickly in a way that people will understand at least what you're on about. They don't have to, obviously in one line, you can't do how or whatever, but like, what is it you're attacking? Ooh, I'm interested in that thing. So that one-liner is what you're going to use for networking, which we'll get to in a second. So really those four things are super important. Your pitch deck is going to suck. Like, no matter what, you're going to build one and it's going to suck, and you're going to show it to your friends. And if they're your good friends, they're going to tell you it sucks.
They're going to help you.
Yeah. And so maybe your first 5 versions are going to suck. And you're going to rely on your friends, or if you've got people working with you, who are interested in doing your project with you, you're going to want to make sure that they're honest with you, right? These are people who are working with you, and you want to make sure that these people are going to tell you that the thing that you make sucks. And if they're helping you with it, you're going to want to tell them that you hate the thing. Like, that kind of honesty, brutal honesty, is what makes it better faster. And then finally, after a while, and maybe you got some more money in, again, fundraising later, you can actually afford to maybe get some help with some graphic design, or, just more professional reviews from advisors or whatever. But in the end, you need to get something down so you can communicate it to this first tier of people that you're going to be talking to. That pitch really needs 3 things in it. First, it needs that hook. So again, like, right out in front, what is it that your business or your idea is solving? What is it that is taking the person in? This is actually often the hard thing for people. Like, they've got this complicated idea and you need to understand it all at once in order to understand the idea. You can't have that. You got to have something. You need to be able to encompass it in a single hook, a single page, so that people want to go to the next page. It's very difficult.
I think relative for the people here, even when we talk about it, since we're talking about how the partner is doing it, how we're, no pun intended, working with the partner. I guess it's not really a pun, but even with Divi, there is a one-liner. The one-liner for Divi was what?
Crypto made easy.
Crypto made easy, exactly. I mean, so that's simple. So those are the things that you have to be prepared for. But beyond crypto made easy, you need something a little bit bigger. And then beyond that, you have to have something a lot more that are the fundamentals of what you're going to do. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about. When you move from the snippet, which is crypto made easy, which is a hook, right? It's you got my attention. Then when I'm interested, you move into the further details. You better be prepared. And that white paper, which I think is something you had just mentioned, and your friends and your family can be brutally honest. They will help you with those kinds of things.